You are watching FSL.
Starcraft calling from the void. Young and old gamers deployed. FSL battles in the night. Team League warriors take flight. Terran zealot ready to strike. Surdling swarm under moonlight. Blood our sides, bright as gold. Legend stories brave and bold. Charge the fields ready to fight. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Terran zealot ready to strike. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Structures rise, defenses fall. Victory sweet, we answer the call. Tactics sharp and plans precise. We face our fate, roll the dice. Intense drumming, the heartbeat sink. Pop pump screaming on the brink. Tension builds with each move. Proving battles we improve. Charge the fields ready to fight. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Turn zealot ready to strike. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. High hearts burning through the night. Intense drumming, a heartbeat sink. Pop punk screaming on the brink. Tension builds with each move. Proving battles we improve. Charge the fields ready to fight. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Turn zealot ready to strike. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. High hearts burning through the night. High hearts through the night.
Hello to everybody watching right now. It is a lovely snowy Friday here in Minnesota where I'm hanging out. And what better day to stay inside next to a warm computer and watch the first of our FSL playoffs. We are going to have the CheesyNachos taking on Rage's Raiders to see who gets to move on. These will be best of one matches rather than best of two right now. We'll be moving things along fairly quickly because we are also going to have a series for our Code B players, specifically for individual championships. Pull up a chair, pour yourself some eggnog, and watch a bunch of people blow each other up. Start out with Representing CheesyNachos, we have Nachos, and representing Rage's Raiders, we're going to have Cyan joining us. Actually, no. Sorry about that. No, Revenant Rage will be joining us.
Oh,
Hey, Rage. We have our
Yep.
team captain charging to the front lines, and you are going to be taking on Cyan. Let me know how
fair.
you're doing about both regarding this match and regarding the team playoffs in general.
Honestly, I'm pretty nervous, especially where the last couple team nights we've had, I've ended up being the one to cost us the night. But yeah, especially where life's been hectic, so I haven't even played StarCraft hardly since the new update.
Well, I love the look we're going for in your room. You know, you look just like you're about to tell us a scary story.
Yeah,
And, you know, nothing scarier than StarCraft. I don't think we have Cyan on camera, but Cyan, how you doing?
Doing good, doing good. How y'all been?
Oh, we've been covering a lot of stuff here. I really loved the Pros and Joes team ups we did last week. So, yeah, I'm riding high. I'm looking forward for some more actor. I am going to cast my little heart out. And so, two of you, we will be meeting you up in Site Delta.
hang on, isn't Site Delta Code B?
Oh, let me see. Yeah, it is. We didn't switch that around. Okay. Okay, I'm off to a great start right now. Code A, Alcyone. Good catch. Good catch. All right. Any more words from the players or the captains? We are waiting on KJ to join in. Here we go.
Oh, good luck, have fun.
Yep. So this will be a best of one on Alcyone. All right. We are getting into Protoss versus Protoss. This is what it's all about. Let me check if everyone's ready. This will be followed by a 2v2 match, then Code B, then Code S. And if things are tied up, we will have an ace match. All right. Cyan being a very long-time FSL player who's been making his way up. Revenant Rage also has been doing a lot of online play. He has improved quite a bit. But he is indeed one of our newer players. He started last season. This time around, we're doing Team League. Revenant Rage, the team captain of this one. Nachos is the captain of the other, and he will be seen in action
You are
as well.
watching FSL.
In the upper right, we have the blue Protoss, and he is.
Cyan.
And he is here to represent the team of.
CheesyNachos.
His opponent in the lower left, we have the red Protoss. He is.
Revenant Rage.
And he is the captain of the team.
Rage's Raiders.
All right. Little shift here. We have Revenant Rage getting the pylon on the low ground. Cyan doing the more traditional high ground pylon. Other than that, pretty similar starts here. Revenant Rage already sending the scout out. Overall, Cyan sounded a little bit more confident in the interview, but you can only tell once the match gets going. believe both Revenant Rage and Cyan will also be involved in the 2v2 match that's coming up next. Alright, a little bit of probe tickling going on. They want to make sure that he doesn't try anything. And I'm curious, will Revenant Rage be doing a pylon block? It doesn't look like it. Cyan with a cybernetics core already. And Revenant Rage about to add his to the wall. Cyan is creating a zealot early on. I think just in case there's a pylon he has to destroy, something else he has to lightly defend against. Double gateway for Cyan. Revenant Rage, the second gateway on the way as well. Very similar. The big difference here is just the positioning, and of course the zealot. And now Cyan, with his entrance blocked off, he is going for a Stargate, whereas Revenant Rage is taking an expansion well before his opponent. Stalker's coming out, Warp Gate. And we will see what Cyan is up to. I'm guessing the most likely plan is an Oracle, which he's going to be powering up before it heads out. The Zealot looking around to see if there's anything here. And he does find a probe, which must have been on hold position because it didn't even automatically run away from the danger. Twilight Council going down for Revenant Rage, and I am waiting to see what Cyan first produces from that Stargate. Revenant Rage's expansion will come up well before his opponent, and Cyan is supply blocked right now. Pylon is almost done, but a little bit late on his Stargate creation. He did not get something out of there right away. And it will be an Oracle, which I'm assuming will be overcharged before it heads out. Revenant Rage putting battery on the low ground. He definitely is working on preparing for a frontal assault. He is also adding a robotics facility. No, Cyan is adding a robotics facility. Revenant Rage going for Blink. Right off, and there goes the Oracle. And it is not power overcharged yet. That was a fairly recent addition, so not everyone has been practicing adding that. Here we go. We will see what kind of damage you can do. Revenant Rage does not have any stalkers in his main mineral line. Here we go. We are already seeing quite a few probes getting destroyed. This is not the way you want to start out. 8, 9, 10. 3 stalkers warp in, drive the Oracle away, but no permanent damage on it just yet. And he does pick off some more probes. This is definitely going to set Revenant Rage back a little bit. And the Oracle just barely makes escape. Blink almost done for Revenant Rage right now. At the moment, Cyan 6 workers ahead. And Revenant Rage decides, okay, enough of this. I'm going to see if I can even things out. Does have Blink. He does not have, I do not believe he has an Observer or a Warp Prism with to give him high ground vision, though. And the Oracle just hanging out, recharging. And there are more stalkers at home, and they have a shield battery. This is not an even fight. He's not going to be able to win it. Warp Prism almost done for Revenant Rage. And he is doubling down, getting another battery going, whereas Cyan has an Immortal on the way. Also has a Observer, looking to see what threats might be coming. I think that Observer will see. Oop. And just like that, the Observer observes the other Observer, and the Stalker is eliminate that Observer. The Observers observe. The Stalkers stalk. And the action continues. Cyan begins researching charge. Now Revenant Rage is making, I guess, a second robotics facility. Now the Warp Prism can also grant high ground vision. Yep, here we go. And hop! There they are in the main. They're attacking the robotics facility right now. Cyan making his way up with his Stalkers and Immortals. The robotics facility goes down. I think, though, unless he's going to be warping in more, he's going to want to get those Stalkers out of there. He is doing some Blink Micro, but he is losing a lot more than he's making progress on. Cyan cleans up. Lost the robotics facility, but that's about it. Right now, Cyan ahead by a good 30 supply. No, Nachos should not be on camera right now. Cyan should. Revenant Rage and Cyan. There was a tiny bit of confusion which players would be starting. That's why we're also confused about which map. Right now, Cyan with about double the army supply, and he's content just to expand and continue building up. Worker count is even, and Revenant Rage is also expanding. And for the record, we also have Nachos on camera, because, hey, he looks good on camera. Can't argue with that. Okay. Stalkers, Zealots, and an Oracle ready to make the attack. Revenant Rage is creating 2 Immortals at the same time, just doubling them out. Immortals very good at both withstanding damage and causing it. And here we go, it is on. Cyan, while he attacks, is also sending an Oracle to take out more workers. And honestly, the army gets together a little bit late. That's a big concave that Cyan has right now. And he is continuing to apply the damage. 14 workers, 15 workers have died. Right now, the Oracle is just attacking the assimilator. About to lose another Immortal. 44 supply to 79. Cyan has a pretty good army lead right now, not to mention a worker lead. And I think we are about ready to move on to our 2v2. 17 workers dead and all there, with the army moving up right through the front door and into the office. Cyan at double his opponent's supply. The Cybernetics core goes down, which means no more Stalkers or Sentries. And he just depowered 6 warp gates with that pylon kill. Blink just about to complete for Cyan. And right now, yeah, we have the GG. Cyan has taken the first win for Team CheesyNachos. Alright, good game. We are going to be moving on to our 2v2. Is Nuke available? Yes, he is. And Nachos, I apologize. I keep bringing you into the chat, and you're on camera.
Yeah, no problem. And I was on camera on the stream.
Yep, I know. You know, and you had it going on. What can I tell you?
Yeah.
Our next match will be KJ Freedom and Cyan versus Revenant Rage and Nuke, and we are going to be playing on Nightscape. And KJ, do you need to switch out with who's handling observing from your computer?
Yes, I'm getting there now. Let me set up.
All right. So, pretty straightforward match last one. Basically, Cyan was able to get the damage done there. With the Oracle, you were able to deflect that first attack and then just return it. Question for Cyan, just curious. I noticed that you did not energy overcharge the Oracle before it headed out. Curious whether you've played much since the new patch came out or not.
Can you hear this?
I haven't played any StarCraft, so I don't even know what that is.
It's a lovely thing that replaced battery overcharge, but yeah, just curious because I know we've got some people who haven't had a chance to look into the new patch. But yes, you can now add energy to your units instead of overcharging the battery.
Okay. Yeah, I did not know that.
Yep, it allows for creativity anyway.
Then it's Revenant Rage and Nuke.
Mhm.
Okay, and then so this is me, CheesyNachos. This is Rageous Raiders. So Rageous. So the top one is CheesyNachos. Okay, me and Cyan, and then the bottom one is Rageous Raiders. Right? Does that make sense? Let's see. Look, these two, Nichas, Rage Nuke. Okay.
Let's see, Nuke, are you in game? Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
Invite you to party. I believe, yeah, Little Reaper. That was the Observer.
This one, and then the game. Okay.
So wait, Dad, this game? Is the game dead?
Yeah, that's the game. And then this is.
Okay, and here's a big one. Nachos once again is on camera despite not being in this game.
Okay, I don't see Revenant Rage right now.
He was there a moment ago. I don't know what happened there.
Okay,
Oh,
there
we go.
he's back. We're good.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then Little Reaper has to join the party. Let's see if he has. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Yeah, I'm inviting to lobby once again. 2v2. Okay. And you're playing with Little Reaper's account, right? Yeah. Here. Nuke. All right. So for our 2v2, we're going to be having Nuke and Revenant Rage playing Terran and Protoss respectively against another Terran team. That's going to be Cyan and KJ Freedom. Netscape is our map. And we still have Nachos on camera. I think the routine we're gonna do is we're finally gonna take Nachos off camera once his Code B match starts. And as far as KJ, I don't know how much he's been practicing, but I know he's been playing ladder quite a bit. He has been streaming. Predictions, yeah. I think I don't know. I think Cyan and KJ probably have the advantage, but the fact that Cyan only played on this patch for the first time tonight, that does probably leave him open to some surprises and some confusion. We're trying to add Cyan to the camera, to the player cam. Now, this is the second of our Team League matches. These are all going to be best of one. Following this, we're going to have Fenrir take on Nachos in our Code B, KJ Freedom taking on Nuke in Code S, and then if necessary, we will move on to an ace match. So far, Team Nachos is ahead 1-0. And then we aren't going to be done after that. We are going to be doing our Code B playoffs. So various players who have been doing the best individually will be taking each other on. And this is the Code B level, the lowest level. Yeah, I don't know. Cyan wasn't on camera last time either. It was Nachos instead. I believe KJ is at least in the voice chat with Cyan. Nachos. All right. Excuse me. Well, while I'm waiting on that, quick editorial. Let's try to relax about the Esports World Championship announcements. There's clearly something going on that's delaying things as far as Blizzard and ESL go. What it is, I don't think anyone knows. A lot of people have been pretty open that they haven't heard anything one way or another at all, and that's unusual. Usually at the end of plenty of times in the end of year where we've had some stuff that have been delaying announcements as people figure things out. I have background info. Behind me is a picture of the Wings of Liberty cover, which has Raynor on it. And to my right, I also have the Legacy of the Void and Heart of the Swarm covers. To my left, I have the one of the Marines from Carbot, the one with the crack in his visor, oftentimes referred to as Crackhead by the fans. Heard a few lower stuff is confirmed. I don't know. As far as the ESL stuff goes, most I know is that SC Boy, who's the big Chinese tournament organizer, said that there was some sort of conflict going on between Blizzard and either ESL or the Public Trust Fund in Saudi Arabia. Okay, looks like we're ready to start. But yeah, I think a lot of people kind of went off the deep end once they announced that chess would be included in those championships. In reality, it's going to be pretty rough as there aren't any ESL esports next year. But so far, it hasn't been confirmed or denied. All right, we are ready to go. Well, the same people who previously hosted WTL. It won't be under the WTL name, I don't think. But yeah, there are going to be those. Home Story Cup is confirmed for next year. A lot of people waiting to announce tournaments because, well, they don't want it to overlap with what does end up getting announced. But let's get down to business. In the upper right, we have the blue Terran. He is
Nuke.
And his teammate, the red Protoss. He is
Revenue. Raid.
And they are representing the team of
Rages. Raiders.
In the lower left, we have the light blue Protoss. He is
Cyan.
Oh, Yeah, little Reaper, you gotta switch to the gameplay screen from the camera one. Right now, we see the webcams, but we don't see in-game. There we go. Happens to me all the time. Anyway, the Purple Terran. He is.
KJ Freedom.
Well, we got the intros. All right, together. They are here to represent.
CheesyNachos.
All right, so Nuke has already taken the gold over on his side of the map. We're going with standard, barracks, gateways. Cyan and KJ have a nice wall off going. Their opponent's not going for quite as defensive a position right now. But the story of this really is that Nuke is already expanding before anyone else. I do believe that KJ is about to take the gold himself now. Now, this is all going to depend. How much advantage does this give? How much does this allow them to be punished? But yeah, we are definitely seeing the Terrans moving ahead as far as the economy goes. Reapers are on the way. KJ's Reaper will come out quite a bit ahead. In the end, it's a very big map, so it'll be a while before either of them reach the other side. And Revenant Rage, much like in his Pros and Joes matches, he is going ahead putting a proxy pylon right off. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see some aggression from Rage's Raiders very early on. Revenant is getting an Adept out, probably for defensive purposes. It should be out just in time to intercept the Reaper. Well, the Reaper does. Well, looks like the purpose is mostly just checking out to see if the gold is there yet, and it certainly is. Ooh, attacking an SCV, but the Adept threat on top of him. Just a little bit of health left on that Reaper. He is on his merry way. And he will escape, and the combat drugs will revive him. I'm curious, because Revenant Rage did not leave a probe out by that pylon, so we have not seen a build-in to actually do the proxy. Now, you can warp in if it's just a pylon, but it's a slow warp. Blink Tech, coming from Cyan. We have Stimpack going along for Nuke. There he is, KJ's Reaper coming in, delaying the construction of an engineering bay. And getting some nice scratches. Oh, SCV versus Reaper. KJ is on the move. Will he escape again? That Reaper gets... Oh! That Reaper went down. Revenant Rage going with Templar Archives. I know he's been favoring out of the standard charge lots. Yep, charge lots, Mortal, and Archon mix. And he does have charge on the way. And here comes KJ Freedom. He is looking to drop a tank and 3 Marines. Looks like he's heading right to the gold right now. And I do not see much in the way of units over there. There are no pylons there for warp-ins either, so this could be trouble. There we go. Sim only just started researching. There's the tank. Marines are chasing after it, but like I said, no Sim. And we have a Zealot and Archon on their way to deal with this. Those 3 Marines are being dropped a little bit higher up. 2 charge lots in to meet them. They are being healed. And the Archon smartly is left on the lower ground where he can continue to defend. Overall, pretty good holds. There was not a lot of worker kills there, although it's a long way to get back now. And right now, yeah, there they go. Back to mining more golds. Nuke is about a quarter of the way on his research for both attack and armor upgrades for infantry. And yeah, bit of income difference. Revenant Rage and Nuke are definitely a little bit ahead. KJ actually backing up a decent number of minerals right now. Curious if there's something specific he's waiting to spend them on. And Cyan with a sneaky little base in the corner. And this is a very big map. Not something you can explore very quickly. KJ's medevac making its way back home. Really just some very little pokes against the opposing team from Nachos Cheesers. Now, Rage's Raiders, however, looks like he's taking the long way around. I see a probe going around there too, but I think they are going to find that sneaky little base in the corner. And I don't think Cyan's base is going to hold on very long, since there's nothing to defend, although he can warp in. Revenant Rage like, hey, wait a moment. I'm seeing something here. Yep. Quick U-turn, and he is going to drop right on top of that probe with the Zealots. Immediately going after the pylon to prevent any warp-ins. And we have a cancel. That was quite a bit of money tied up that ended up having to be put back. Curious whether Revenant Rage's pylon will be noticed at this point. That's a lot of Cyan. Oh! Nuke with a Reaper to keep those probes from putting down the Nexus. This has been really good. They've been doing a really good job at preventing Cyan from expanding. Now we do have a lot of Zealots warping in right at Cyan's base. Cyan has really been taking a lot of the focus attack here. I don't think those Zealots are going to last too long. But once again, he did get him off the economy for a bit. The Warp Prism leaves. And at the moment, it's Nuke who's really moving ahead in supply at 126. Revenant Rage is a little bit behind supply. That was a lot of Zealots that did not make it out of there. And they can see that. They can see that pylon. So far, KJ has not decided to eliminate it. Oh, and that is the artosiest of Artosis pylons I have seen in a very long time. Hopefully that does not get targeted, although pylon on the right does power some of them. Yeah, Storm is on the way from Cyan. Right now for upgrades, Revenant Rage has +1 attack. Nuke has +1/+1 as well as vehicle shield, vehicle plating, and KJ Freedom with +1 attack. So I would say that Rage's Raiders are definitely have an advantage both in supply and especially in upgrades. And here we go, taking another expansion, moving forward to defend it, but these are troops that are not going to be back at home to defend further. And look at Cyan's army marching right ahead. Do they know what they're after? They are quite a bit ahead of KJ's army right now. We do have the scan, so they know what they're up against. They are going to group up together, and it looks like they are planning to head on a different route towards the Naturals. Kind of surprised. We have a lot of money piling up for all 4 players right now. But we're gonna have to see how quickly Rage's Raiders can reposition before too much damage gets done. Most of the tanks are sieged over back there, out of range, so they need to reposition them very quickly. They are on that, and here we go. Zealot, Archon, Immortal moving on top. The Stalkers, oh, that Storm spent a lot of time over that army. Same time, they are getting on top of tanks. Still, those shells are doing a lot of damage here. At the moment, Nuke still very clearly ahead of supply, maybe even more so right now. There's damage being done to Revenant Rage's natural base. The tanks are still out of range of that. They're not cleaning it up right now. Looks like they're focused on moving out at the moment. And there go the Stalkers to get rid of those Marines. Right now, Nuke and Revenant Rage, both over 100 supply, both with a very comfortable lead. Not to mention a very high-tech advantage and some wonderful upgrades. The infantry of Nuke is up to 2-2, whereas KJ's is at 2-1 at the moment. All right, they are getting ready to counterattack right now, and they are moving right on that expansion. The Scion had a lot of trouble getting up in the first place. The tanks are sieged. That's quite a good clump of them. And Revenant Rage moving up with the Stalkers, Immortals, Norcons. That expansion will go down. And that's to put Scion quite behind an economy. Got Liberators, nice line of defense. And the Zealots are stuck a little bit behind, but they have moved ahead now. They are on top of the tanks. Now they need to get rid of those Liberators. They do. Those go down too. And I think Rage's Raiders are about to put a win on the map, tying things up. I think the story of this one, just that Scion and KJ just were really struggling to get their thirds going. And in the end, the income advantage really pinched at them. And I think the early goals that Nuke took very much benefited them. We have the GG. Rage's Raiders have taken a win, tying things up. Alright, Rage's Raiders have tied things up there. I think a big story of that last match, Nuke, you managed to take that gold almost right away and hold on to it. You guys were able to defend against the early attacks, and you just kept denying Scions and expanding over and over. Oh.
Trying to go for the late game out macro, and then we took that one for a good fight. Favorite collapse effectively, and snowballed from there.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was very well done, and just an excellent job. Not just staying ahead with economy, but also with your army supply and especially your upgrades. So, well done. So we are tied up right now. I think KJ is going to be moving back to reduction again. And next up, we are going to have Fenrir versus Nachos. So definitely good game all. And we are going to move on for real this time to Site Delta. And Nachos, you get to stay on camera this time. Here, let me move you into chat too.
Yes.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, so Nachos, a running gag of this production here has been excellently putting you on camera again and again and again. Welcome to being on camera when you're supposed to be. We do need to take Scion off camera and Fenrir on now.
Oh,
it's a little bit tricky because KJ had to switch desks again.
Right.
I think I do not. Yeah, I left my phone downstairs. Give me one moment.
All right, we'll be here.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to invite Nachos and... I'm not sure if Fenrir is in game yet. Invite him if we can. All right, so some pretty heavy-duty games. Nachos, any thoughts about what you have witnessed? Oftentimes, with us watching you witness it.
Yeah. I was just turning on my fan. Sorry about that. I am. This is the best scenario that you could possibly be when it comes down. I'm at the third match in. We're tied 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in hockey terms, whatever games are left over. Well, now it's all tied up. We're down to a best of 3. So, I think our games have been dynamite. They've always been really close. Yeah, we're just going to keep the momentum going. So Looking forward to
I
it.
think that's been some of the great stuff with this season. In the end, things have almost always evened out quite a bit. Everyone's been able to at least put some games in, so I've definitely been enjoying the format.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in the meantime, yep.
And
I was just about to say, I was just about to say, part of the mix, the new format in this season, the thing that needs to be emphasized over and over again, it's the availability of the players that you drafted. If they're not available, they don't get to play. If they don't get to play, if you're short a couple players, well, that's a forfeit. That's a win for the other team.
It's almost
So
like
that
a fantasy league when half the players you pick ended up injured or retired.
Exactly, it's the same feel. I really have been enjoying season 8. I think it's a great format. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. But boy, as a captain, it's little anxious, You know, with the can my players play this week? Stay tuned and find out. So
still, it allows us to proceed with the show, unlike when the players weren't available on their own.
That's
and
right.
Fenrir, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Indeed. Hello.
You know,
you're very sepia tone.
Yeah, I like sepia. I don't know why it's
so do
doing
I
that.
think it's very artsy.
It looks
I
like
love it.
when a flannel gets caught in bleach, honestly.
Sure. All right. Well, we are getting ready now. Do either of you have some more thoughts you'd like to share? No, KJ has to join the lobby.
No, I'm good to go. Good luck. Have fun.
Right.
Yeah, at least whatever's going to happen, it will happen quickly.
All depends on the strategy, but we shall see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I gotta say, Nacho's definitely a player who is very visibly improved, and if you look at how much he's been online, he's been grinding those games. Fenrir, very crafty. I know he's gonna be the first to say he hasn't had a lot of time to prepare, but that does not mean he can be taken lightly. He's surprised people in the past.
You are watching
In the upper left, we have the purple Zerg, and he is
Nachos.
And he is the captain of the team,
CheesyNachos.
His opponent in the lower right, we have the green Terran. He is
Fenrir.
And he is here to represent
Rages Raiders.
All right, so far very straightforward. Nacho is about to take his first hatchery after doing the classic extractor trick. Fenrir walling off the top of the ramp. I'm very curious what Nacho's going to be focused on here. I think, as Fenrir suggested, he's probably going to be the first aggressor here. I know he has been very much favoring roach play, and if you move them out at the right time, your opponent doesn't have their siege tanks ready. It can be a pretty quick win, potentially. Now, over in the Zerg neighborhood, we have the interesting little balance changes of cheaper hatcheries but more expensive queens to even things out. I'm not expecting Nachos to go too heavy on queens. I think he's just going to want a nice, heavy roach army. Fenrir putting down the second barracks. Fenrir, at least from what I've seen, he tends to favor the lower tech Terran stuff. He likes to put together a nice infantry army and hit with it. They're both kind of getting ready to stick each other out. SCV heading into Nacho's base. He's going to see the hatchery, and I think he's going to see spawning pool just as it pops. I'm not sure if he saw it soon enough that he knows how long it's been there, but it actually opened up just before he looked at it. And Nacho's already with a bit of a supply advantage here. Queens are going to be coming out. And I believe Nachos is about to take his third. Now Nachos, for Nachos, I'd like to point out he's also been helping us behind the scenes a bit. There was a lot of debate about how to handle the playoffs and, how to balance things out between our classic sort of individual playoffs and these team league playoffs as well. Already going lair for Nachos. And we have a factory going up for Fenrir. So far, they've really been leaving each other alone. Just building up the kind of troops they're comfortable with. Just waiting. So far, despite what I mentioned, there is no Roach Warren for Nachos. And I'm very curious what he's going to be using that lair tech for. Sim has started up for his opponent Fenrir. He already has combat shields. And Nachos just playing it safe, picking up some spore crawlers. And getting the evolution chambers up front is a little bit of a wall. No rush 7 minutes? Maybe. I've had some very fun debates about exactly when the latest time you can do a rush is, where it still qualifies as a rush. I mean, what really surprises me here, Nacho's really not invested much in army so far. The Roach Warren has gone down as almost complete, and he is focusing on the ranged upgrades. Siege tank out, very wise. At the moment, Fenrir just content to guard the top of his ramp, guard his natural. As far as workers go, a little bit light on them both ways, but Nacho's definitely ahead on that side. He's been focusing a lot more on the droning, and I think Fenrir is ready to see what he can get done. That is 19 Marines and 1 siege tank. And a changeling who did not fool anyone. And Nachos is going to have to get ready for this. He's got, a total of, 13 roaches. And he is now supply blocked, though, so what he has is what he's going to get. He's going to want to move the queens out, too, and try for... Ooh, that's a lot of DPS from the Marines. Siege tank went down pretty quickly, though, and I think he could be able to replace these. There are still Marines left, but they've all stemmed, and they are running out of health rapidly. Nachos has taken that first fight, and a pretty considerable lead now. That is 40 army supply to 12. Fenrir is going to have to go for plan B. He does have the infantry upgrades going. We have roaches with upgraded speed on their way, and by the time they reach the other side, they will also have +1 attack. Right now, it's going to be all about that siege tank. Fenrir is going to have to make sure that tank doesn't go down. During his attack, the tank was a little bit too accessible by those roaches, so it did not do the amount of work that one would have hoped. And as I am observing this, I'm getting a lot of text messages about who's coming over for our Christmas dinner. Apparently a lot more than we originally planned. But there's nothing wrong with that. More the merrier. We will call that additional supply of Christmas Eve guests. My wife, who does occasionally play StarCraft under the name Diamondback, says she's very excited. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about this. Okay. Now that makes things a little bit more defensible for Fenrir. Three siege tanks kind of evens things out. It's all going to be about the Ravager vials, really. Fenrir taking a hidden base down in the lower left, following a pattern from that we've been seeing tonight. And I'm pretty sure Nacho's attention is still going to be kept up front. Nachos with almost double the army supply. And I think it's all going to be coming to a head very soon. Hive is being upgraded. And we're going to be adding Hydras to the mix. There's a Raven on the way. And just in general, it's like they're all... Well, this is like deck building. They're all deciding what their decks could contain before they put it on the table. Yeah, and hard to ignore the numbers, but it's all going to be about what those siege tanks can get done. Nacho's still sitting on 3 bases. Actually, got a decent creep spread going. About a quarter of the map, maybe a third. And here we go. They are off. Got quite a few roaches going down right away. Vials being sent on the infantry rather than the tanks, and they are going to have to leave. Just like that, the army supply evens out, and we got some Marauders and Marines stimming and getting on top of the army. However, no medevacs up there with them. Got roaches morphing into Ravagers to regain health. And once again, I think they're both going to be returning to their respective corners for round 3. Hydralisk being upgraded further. Fenrir, he's got that hidden base, but so far only 1 worker on it. Nacho still has a considerable lead as far as workers go, and he has taken his 4th and doing a pretty good job keeping the creep between them. Meanwhile, Fenrir, he is going Overlord hunting. I've heard that Overlords taste a lot like venison, but no one's actually backed me up on that. Baneling Nest on the way. And the upgrades are continuing. Whereas Nachos is still maintaining a supply lead overall, upgrade lead definitely going to Fenrir at the moment. 2-2 for his barracks units, and +1 attack for his mech units. So far, both of them have only been taking each other on head-on, attacking right at the entrance ramps. Oh, that's quite a few mules mining over at the hidden base now. Now, Lurker Den is on the way. At the moment, the army that Nachos has, maybe not the best for charging straight into tank fire. And Nachos Overlord does see that there is an SCV heading out. And Fenrir just hiding bases all over the place, as Nachos has Overlords keeping an eye on all the bases that are actually near his main natural. Fenrir is going for a drop, though. 8 Marines in that medevac. I think Nachos is kind of looking around. He knows that something's up. Now, will he have the anti-air there? The Hydras? There are indeed Hydras, and a full medevac just went down.
That mineral field's gone. Don't spend it all in one place.
And Nachos does have an Overlord looking right at that expansion as it's being built. I don't think that expansion's long for this world. We have a bunch of Roaches and Hydras on their way, and Nachos is going all out the Z-key. We have 52 Zerglings in production. I don't know if that's 52 or whether that's 52 pairs. Let's see. Well, yeah, 52 total. And that is 76 Zerglings on the map right now. And I believe he's planning to change some of them into Banelings. He is also getting at least a Lurker or 2 ready to go. And Fenrir is just trying to figure out where he can expand to at this point. He is definitely running low on minerals at the bases he does have established.
You're under attack. Siege up.
Yeah, I really wish there was a way to say I ended up making an odd number of Zerglings, and people would just wonder what's wrong with you. All right, here we go. That is a lot of armies starting straight ahead. Those Banelians not really getting a lot of work. Most of them hit Marauders. However, the army is getting on top. You just have to make sure to keep moving them forward so they're not in each other's way. Armies are trading, but Nachos just keeps replacing troops. And even though this is being held, well, Nacho's army supply is going to end up double. I would have left that lurker there. And we have some drugged up Marines and Marauders chasing things down, but yeah, they're going to think better of it. We have a few SCVs. Where are they going? Maybe looking to make another hidden base, but making their way right across the creep at the moment. Fenrir's been relying very heavily on hiding bases rather than putting them up with initial defense. He hasn't been escorting his SCVs to get those things started. You can, honestly, as long as you have some siege tanks and maybe even make a planetary, I don't know, I just feel that some well-defended nearby bases might last him longer than these faraway ones, and that is quite a few lurkers we have ready to go. Lurkers are very hard to deal with. That's 10 of them total. And more Overlord hunting being gone. Oh man, that, it's like that Viking just jumped into a ball pit. He is rolling around with those Overlords right now. And yeah, at the moment, well, Fenrir is far behind, but also he has a lot of money in the bank. If I were him, I would make a whole lot of production structures right now and just go crazy. 51 minerals, 1,500 gas. Might be a little bit late for that. He needs to siege whatever tanks he has. And one of the deals is, that last one, yeah, Nachos traded off, but it was a pretty acceptable trade. And I think right now he'd be perfectly happy just to run into more siege tank fire. There we go. Also remember, you can make a siege tank. You can make a command center ahead of time and just float it to where you want it to if you're worried about defense. The lurkers are burrowed, and I don't think Fenrir has an answer for this anymore. As long as he keeps them up, I do not think that those lurkers have their special upgrades, but I don't think they really need them that much either. Okay, once again, Fenrir cleans up, but also that economic pinch is just getting tighter and tighter right now. Still, I mean, he's at over 5,000 minerals, over 1,000 gas. He not only needs more command centers, he needs more barracks, he needs more factories. Oh, and those Hydralists not happy with that Viking right now. Will they catch it? They will catch it. The Viking goes down. So, let's just say one of the big deals here, Nachos just kept map control, but also, yeah, he's completely maxed out now with Fenrir at 104. And Fenrir is still on only 3 bases, almost completely mined out in his main, and maybe about half mined out in his natural. So, I mean, let's just look back. Fenrir is sad that he was hoping this would be fast, but this has been kind of a slow and painful death. No one wants to starve out in a game like this, and yeah, here we go. A lot of Hydralisks, and for the record, do they? Oh, I don't know what the icon looks like for Dash. I think they have Dash. Oh, Nachos with a Nidus Worm. He is just pulling it all out right now. And no one likes that sound. Regardless of how the game is going, no one likes to hear that sound. And here we go with the Marines and the tanks making their way up the ramp, trying to fight their way past their own buildings. And they arrive, but company has already come and gone. 15 SCVs having gone down. That's 33 SCVs left at the 17.5-minute mark. But I gotta say, you know, you want to give Fenrir points for one thing. He has killed a lot of overlords this game. You know, it's not all about points, but if we were ranking him specifically on overlord hunting, then that's about it. And yeah, actually right now, the supply is overall surprisingly even, with Fenrir having the bigger army. As Vale says, yeah, if he pushes correctly, if he sieges and stims at the right time, he could very well take this still. He is at almost 20 supply lead, and a lot of Nacho's troops are inside the Nidus Worm at the moment. So if they want to come back and defend, they got to pop right out again. And Nacho's, yeah, not much of a bank left for him either. We will have to see how this goes. It's going to be all about when he sieges, when he stims. Nacho's electing to still send out the Queens and the Hydralists back home, so we have a base trade. And if it comes down to a base trade, there's just a lot more of Nacho's out there, although, I mean, Fenrir, he's got that hidden expansion, and if worse comes to worse, there is the all-time ultimate Terran ability, which is just flying your buildings around until you're done eliminating all of your opponent's structures. More overlords under attack, that never ends. And I don't know, at this point, it might benefit, well, I don't know. I'm not sure if it would even be worth it to send those troops back to Nidus Worms. Right now, Nacho's at 41 army, Fenrir at 104. He's going to have to really start making more. Nacho's does have the supply for it, but pretty soon he won't have the structures remaining to attack, so I think it's all just about damage here. And Fenrir definitely took an opportunity, and boy did he run with it. These tanks are on the high ground. One of them is behind the supply depot and barracks wall. And Nacho's having to make his spawning pool all over again. He currently has no tech structures. So I don't think there's anything he can do. He's got 6 army supply right now. That's 1 lurker, 3 zerglings, and a queen. Takes out another hatchery that's being made. And Nacho's on top of not having any of those tech structures. Oh, he's starting to run low on hatcheries too. He has gone for a classic, oh, nice missile turret there. The lurker does get taken out. But yeah, basically just laying down hatcheries anywhere he can. He does have a spawning pool up again. And Fenrir just with sending his extermination squad around. With very few high-tech units available, I mean, as in nothing but Zerglings, there's not a lot they can do to break past that one siege tank that's behind the wall and a missile turret. There we go. Another hatchery just went down before it could complete. I do not believe it was cancelled either.
A creep tumor's under attack.
And War Bunnies is casting shade on Instability's criticisms of her brother. Gotta believe. You gotta believe. And Nacho's GG, an exclamation point on the end on top of it. For the record, my sister took credit for a couple puzzles that she guessed in games that I played, but she didn't play much herself. Go back here. All right, that was quite a game. That's the only thing there is to say. It just goes to
Mhm.
show you never count a Terran out.
I'm a bloody
Indeed.
walnut, is what I am.
It's good. Good game. That was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had me at an accelerated heart rate the whole time.
Yeah, in general, Nachos, you were keeping the lead for most of the game, but you ended up,
hmm
well, just in general, gotta use some extra techniques when you're trying to work your way past the siege tech line. I
Yeah.
noticed that the Ravagers weren't dropping vials from the tanks; they were dropping them on the infantry.
hmm
Uh, but yeah, that held out. Fenrir also had a additional secret base in the lower left.
Yeah.
Fenrir, I'd still recommend doing bases close to where you are, even if you're behind. They're a lot easier to defend. You can just move your army with them, or even create the command center in high ground. The biggest thing is, Fenrir, you had a whole lot of money, but not a lot of production structures. So, if you find that you got 6,000 minerals, might be time to make some more barracks. That's just a little piece of advice, but way to hang
Yeah, I
on,
only had
way to
4.
take advantage of Terran turtling.
hmm
Hulled down to increase defensive posture.
Yes, siege tanks, good unit.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
You know, it's the
so I
irony.
believe-
The real irony is that Viper's my favorite, and the Viper would have resolved.
The Viper would have changed that matchup severely, I think.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why I don't. I love the Viper. I'm comfortable with it, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna do the worst thing possible is go up the ramp with lurkers, but really super good game. It was
Yeah.
super tight. It was really great. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Way to hold on, way to get the clutch win. And we
Yeah,
are
for
going.
sure.
I believe that puts Rage's Raiders ahead 2-1, correct?
hmm
And then
That's
that
right.
leaves Code S, KJ Freedom versus Nuke. I think KJ is already switching around so that we have the right. We have our friend Little Reaper handling the controls again.
We have the right.
Switch everyone around again.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Hello, hello.
Little Reaper. Okay. Hey, Nuke. All right. So you already showed us.
Then you can add me. Take
Yep.
away Fenrir. I'm playing Nuke. Okay.
Yep.
You can add me again.
So Nuke, you and KJ have already taken each other on a little bit, but with teammates. Now it's just 101, manu a mano, steak stuffing versus potatoes.
Yep, it's gonna be interesting.
Well, Nuke.
All right, I'm
definitely...
here. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Welcome back, KJ. So I was just saying, you guys clashed a little bit in 2v2, and now it's just a little bit of a different story here.
Yes,
KJ,
sir.
I noticed you have your hat on backwards. That means you mean business, right?
No. I mean, look at the races on here.
He's locked in.
Look at that. It has all the races, so it's kind of cool.
Yep. Yeah, they do cover that. And you do play a little bit as everything, just like I do, so I have a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, I just Terran is the hardest one for me because the style there is so different. I don't really know how to play it properly.
Yeah, I've
poked around a bit with everything, but Zerg macro is so hard for me. The injects.
Yeah,
and
we're
just
like opposites.
Yeah.
That's funny.
having
We're
to
exactly
decide
opposite.
what to turn your larva into. That's
Yeah.
that was all
Yeah.
learning.
Yeah, I don't really
And
know
what-
any real builds as Terran. I just kind of play and feel it out. Probably should get a build.
Yeah, I wing it most games.
Yeah, I don't know. I can be pretty impulsive myself, but I'm looking forward to this. I know both of you can put on a very good show as Tyrion.
Yes, sir. UVA versus UVA.
Yep.
Nuke. All right. Well, I'm not going to waste too much time. We're going to get you divided up and then move ahead.
Good luck, good luck.
Yeah, like Jeff.
Okay. We are going some heavy duty TVT right now. KJ can tie this up, or if Nuke wins, I believe that will be Rage's Raiders taking the series. Okay, and we are ready to go. Ocean board. So, Little Reaper, I'm counting on you to really catch some of those units as their corpses float to the surface, okay? That's where the real drama is. Now, KJ said he doesn't have much of an opening, but I know he very much likes to favor little things to trip his opponent up at the beginning, especially mine drops, proxy mine. All right, in the upper left, we have the blue Terran. He is
KJ Freedom.
And he is playing for the team of
CheesyNachos.
His opponent, the Terran in the purple. He is
Nuke.
And he represents the team of
Rage's Raiders.
That Terran decal with the 3 knives. You know, I always thought the middle knife was thinner, but maybe that one's just being facing the viewer, whereas the other two are both facing away from each other. I'm going to have to put some more thought into that. We have KJ rocking the 20th anniversary decal. And it seems so long ago now. The original StarCraft released at the end of March 1998. I was there, and I can tell you, it was a blast. So far, KJ with the earlier refiner. Well, okay. Both going double refinery, double gas, so usually that means a little bit earlier attack, a little bit more investment in either factory or starport. So far, neither of them really peeking about. They're both walling off completely. Neither of them want to be caught off guard in this. And yep, got the factories out for both. The factories are interesting. We can go for something defensive with them, like siege tanks, or we can actually go for some mobility, like cyclones and hellions. Reactor being made from Nuke. Curious whether he's going to be pumping Marines out or just shifting the factory onto that reactor almost right away. I'm assuming the latter, just based on the heavy emphasis on gas. Neither of them with Reaper. Oh, just as I said that. Nope. Nuke gets a Reaper, but also a Hellion started. 2 Reapers. Alright, so Nuke will be keeping the reactor on the barracks. And he has a starport there. Classic 1-1-1. KJ doing more or less the same. And an engineering bay for KJ already. I'm curious whether that's going to mean something a little bit more defensive or something a little bit more barracks focused. Neither of them have expanded yet. We're just getting all the production we can out. Got a couple Reapers and a Hellion. I'm assuming they're going to be heading to the other side of the map to see if they can attack or prevent expansion. And yeah, KJ is going for defensive purposes the engineering bay. Missile turret about halfway done. Serves as both anti-air and detection. He also has a siege tank out, so Nuke with the more, I think, offensive focused build. KJ starting out very safe, but still, neither of them have expanded. They are not doing heavy economy right now. They just want to make sure that they're ready for whatever gets thrown at them. Alright, Nuke has started his command center on high ground. And we are going to go out and we are going to roast an SCV as the traditional dinner. Moving ahead, KJ with nothing in production at the moment, I think saving up for his command center. But Nuke just going all out with a Liberator set to join this force as well. 2 tanks are there on the ramp and on higher ground left. And there we go. The shelling commences and the Hellions and Reapers turn around. There's a decent number of Marines there as well, should he try for a drop. I think the medevac was just there to help heal the Reapers ahead of time. And KJ sending his own medevac out. Full of Marines. And I think he's pretty confident with what those siege tanks can do back home. The Reapers heal on their own, the Hellions do not. Now, Nuke has floated his command center out, but to the 3rd location rather than the 2nd. And he is making another, getting ready to float that as well. Drop is getting ready for KJ. Boosting them down at the south. And Nuke takes out a missile turret. Very deliberately. KJ has a Raven on the way, and getting interference matrix ready to go with it as well. Here come 8 Marines with the medevac. There is no stem. Neither of them have gotten any upgrades done. Well, now they have, now that the interference matrix is complete. Marines in a tank coming into the found on the other side of the map. Liberator was doing some killing, but went down. 8 SCVs on one side down, 8 down on the other. KJ getting a little bit ahead with the kills, but now we'll have to back off. SCV is getting back to work. And at the end of it all, Nuke ahead in workers, KJ ahead in army. And he is just moving that one SCV around, picking it up and dropping it. And it did actually outlast those other couple of Marines just thanks to the medevac, so this guy's gonna earn his stripes. 9 kills on that Marine, 10 kills. But meanwhile, attention on the other side of the map, where the Reapers and the Hellions were doing some damage themselves. The medevac does pick up the Marine in time. Medevac does have a way of healing Marines faster than SCVs are likely to be able to damage them, and KJ is sending attack forces out, Marines and tanks. Alright, that hero Marine, which just died, but the Reapers and the Hellions getting on top of the siege tank. The other tank's not getting a chance to siege just yet, but KJ's forces are still surviving. Puts down a mule, gets the tank repairing, and accidentally moves it forward. Kinda tricky to deselect. I hate shift deselecting. And so far this just continues to be a very low economy game, with both of them just throwing roundhouses at each other. Auto turret gets dropped, the Marines defend the Raven. Still pretty close on supplies, but still with Nuke having the worker advantage and KJ having the army advantage. 2 siege tanks up front. The Raven possible equalizer. So far, it's just being used to spot the siege tank. And the Oracle kind of floating around to take a peek at what they're up against. KJ is adding another starport and getting ready to expand again. Still, 23 workers to 35. Great mana bar. Just definitely low economy. The siege tanks managed to get a shot in, which caused the Marines were in an unhold position to move out. That's one of the annoying things about siege tanks. They can kind of provoke the enemy. Here we go. Both of them having to be very careful. The Vikings trying to get some hits on the Liberator without going down to the Marines. And the Liberator now is just moving into the workers in the main. But the Vikings are still there, and it does not last long. Auto turrets going down. A little bit surprised. I was expecting the Raven to be used more for interference matrix. Oh, there we go. There's what I was expecting there. The Marines move in, but that's not the only siege tank that was out there. Neither of them with a lot of money or production to throw around. Nuke still does not have combat shield for stem, but they are about a third or halfway done right now. KJ, meanwhile, no upgrades. Actually, neither of them have completed any upgrades except for interference matrix. So, not just a low economy game, very much a low upgrade game. But if Nuke can get combat shields and stem ready to go, that'll probably give him a little bit of an edge. Still, there's 3 siege tanks out here. He has to proceed very carefully. His Vikings can be used to spot for the siege tanks to give him a little bit further vision so they can take them to their full range. And this one combat zone here, this has been everything. Vikings chasing the other Vikings off, and the Liberator driving the siege tanks back. And I think KJ is finally giving up this attack position. Nuke ahead all around, a little bit ahead in both workers and an army. KJ does have a third going. And I think at this point, yep, Nuke finally gets to land his orbital again. And he does have plenty of siege tanks for defense at this point, and have the workers ready to hop on those minerals. Second starport on the way for Nuke. Of course, Nuke does have his marine upgrades right now. Let's see what happens next. Nuke scanning KJ. We've got a couple of SCVs doing repairs. And another factory being added to the mix on both sides. At the moment, Nuke's lead is getting further and further since he already had that orbital drop. The Vikings, very important in this matchup for controlling the air, getting rid of the Liberators and spotting for siege tanks. Oh, and both of them hanging back, just working on figuring things out. I think those Marines just need to go out, spot incoming drops, possibly keep an eye out for expansions. Big story though, Nuke almost has his fusion core done. And we're going to see whether he's going to be making any battle cruisers or whether that's mostly to give additional range to his Liberators. Nuke has started on +1. KJ actually still in defensive, still very much focused on defensive. High-sec auto tracking to give additional range to missile turrets, auto turrets, and planetary fortresses. And here we go, Nuke going all out, trying to upgrade a little of absolutely everything now. And he is indeed getting Liberator range. But also upgrades for attack and armor for factory and barracks units. And what would this match be without another hidden base? KJ is taking a little bit of a sneaker, not too far away, but definitely far enough. Take a look at the spread. He's using his Marines a lot like he'd use Overlords, just seeing giving him early warning at anything that heads out. And yes, this little missile turret down at the bottom too. He repaired his tanks, but the still some air units that could use a little bit of patching up on both sides. Right now, Nuke with a sizable supply advantage. They're about even on workers. We are looking at 109 army to 80. Plus 1 attack for barracks units already completed, and more upgrades on the way. KJ upgrading attack for both factory and starport, and getting 4 Thors out. So he is going for muscle right now. Nuke is taking a 4th, KJ flying an orbital over to a 4th of his own, or 5th if you count the hidden base. And KJ adding a fusion core of his own, as well as a couple more starports. I really do think KJ is going to be trying just for some heavy, expensive units with plenty of armor and health. We do have an Air Force going down in the lower left. I think they're just searching around, but that's a bunch of Liberators, Vikings, and Ravens. And they are both scanning all over the place. They are trying to figure out what to expect from one another, and where they should try to focus with their attacks. Now, supply, even with Nuke's lead, supply can even out very quickly in this kind of matchup. Siege tanks and Marines can blow up a lot of things at once. Here we go, get ready to go up the ramp. That's 4 Thors and several Vikings pummeling the air units right now. The tanks have siege. And we have armor shredding going on. So far, those Liberators still getting quite a bit of work done, while the Vikings are focusing primarily on the Ravens. Alright, they're moving in. KJ has taken the supply lead, notably. He's got a pretty entrenched position with those tanks all siege and Vikings over them, but yeah, still heading back. And this is kind of what I expected. Even more Thors on the way, along with battle cruisers on top of it. And if you look at the upgrades, yeah, that's vehicle weapons, armor, and infantry attack and armor for a Nuke. KJ has factory attack and starport attack, and he is expanding again. He is looking. He knows he's. I think he knows he's got a little bit of a lead going right now. He's looking to expand it. Yamato is being researched. What he's going for are some very big, sturdy units. And they can both stand up to a lot of damage and cause a lot. The question is, they have to avoid getting focused down. Thors also, well, they have a way of kind of tripping each other up. They have to get within range of their attacks. 2 more starports. Oh. Okay, that missile turret needs some metal. You know, there's the guy in the missile turret. He deserves some recognition right now. He's not long for his world, so I want everyone to take your hat up. Oh, maybe he is going to be hanging around a little bit. But yeah, I do not frequently see expansions denied by missile turrets. Alright, Duke has found his opponent's hidden base. Siege tank goes down, and the orbital forced to lift off. We've got about 8 workers all killed. Right now, they are just really working on hunting down each other and denying additional resources. And yeah, that command center might have been a little bit risky. Multiple Marines hacking at it. KJ just researching a handful of stuff. I think Blue Flame got multiple battle cruisers in production. The upgrade for quick transformation. Servos, smart servos. I need to do my homework on this commentating stuff. Alright, KJ is moving out. Lot of tanks there. Does have a Liberator up in front. It's going to go down pretty quickly to the Marines. Tanks are sieging from both sides. There is sight blocking there, but they both scan right away. I think we're going to be seeing a bunch of Yamato guns in a moment. Bunch of those Thors actually went down pretty quickly. However, up top, the battle cruiser is still left, and however, they are being met with a big cluster of Vikings who are focusing down one by one. Some of course retreat to get a couple Yamatos off, and then they leave the party as well. Nuke gonna see if he can chase down any of this. And I think we are going into the classic box art battles. We're going to have quite a bit of battle cruiser versus battle cruiser. KJ landing the command center, a little bit off, not right at the minerals, but I think right now the purpose it serves is really just to see what his opponent's doing at that base. There is another one of those fancy missile turrets in the east at the, I guess you'd say the 2 o'clock position. And the scans are going around. These two have very much managed to leave each other guessing. But the fights that we've seen have been very heavy. Lot of destruction going on. Right now, as far as battle cruisers go, 11 for KJ, 5 for Nuke. Or 12 for KJ now. So if he's going to take advantage of this, he has to do it. Well, he's got that lead. Planetary Fortress being pummeled. And the battle cruisers getting right on top of siege tanks. Yamato in the Vikings. I don't know if Nuke has an answer for these right now. Dozen battle cruisers just hovering over your doorstep, and then siege tanks coming in to join them. There are some Thors heading back. They're going to do some extra damage to Nuke's battle cruisers. They're a big threat right now. I hear more Yamatos being powered up. 20 SCVs have gone down. And KJ Freedom taking a big lead here. Picking away at those battle cruisers. Tearing their armor apart. And letting them float up to the surface. KJ invested in battle cruisers and he invested all in.
Cheesy Nachos.
Who called in the fleet?
Me, but just a little bit too slow.
Yeah, I get the head start on the VCs there.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the end, just a lot more on one side than the other there. Yeah, Nuke definitely held his own there. You definitely had a lead during some of the points. Very low economy, very low upgrade start. But once you guys got moving, you really got moving.
Yeah, I had to back off. I was putting so much pressure on my macro at home was terrible. So I was like, let me go back. It's too much work, right?
Yeah, I was surprised to see 2 tanks sitting on the ramp waiting for me. So I didn't think you guys were really good.
All right, currently, here let's let me check with our captains. We are going on to an ace match, and we got to figure out.
Yeah, captain gets to
who it's gonna
decide what
be
he
here.
wants to
Let's
do.
bring him in. All right, seems like we are at a tie, and around here we do not let ties stand. We are going
Absolutely not.
And so the next thing to decide would be, which level we're going to be playing at for that. A lot of that's probably going to come down to what players we've got available on both sides.
My vote, captain versus captain.
Oh yeah, I'm down for that. Reverend, if you vote yes, I vote yes. I love captain versus captain.
Yeah,
well, that's a good idea. Good luck, guys.
It's actually been a popular choice throughout the season. I think A lot of that comes down to the captains know when they're available.
It was cool.
All right. So I'm going to divide things up again a little.
All right.
And for this match, we are doing Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
Inviting everyone to party. But yeah, I'm very interested in this one because neither of you have been taking the captain role lightly. Neither of you have been sitting back, letting other people do your work either. You guys have been putting a lot of hours in. And I don't think either of you are recognizable from where you were at last season.
For sure.
Also,
yeah.
Also, this qualifies as the Battle of the Beards here.
Who will reign supreme?
Yeah. We are moving in right now. Moment of truth, people. I'm going to divide you into lobbies, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna
Good luck. Have fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's go.
This will be pretty interesting. Both these guys, like I said, they've been working very hard. It is going to be Zerg versus Protoss. And I expect to see a lot of Roach Ravager and a lot of Zealot Immortal Archon here. This classic bread and butter stuff, each other wave after wave.
You are watching FSL.
I could try something tricky, but I don't know. Revenant Rage can do that in team games, not so much in 1v1. In the lower left, we have the blue Protoss. He is.
Revenant Rage.
And he is the all-powerful captain of
Rage's Raiders.
his opponent, the red Zerg. He is
Nachos.
and he has the title of captain in
CheesyNachos.
Nacho's definitely a fan of the old extractor supply trick. Not a lot of people do it right now, but when you get into it, it becomes very ingrained in you. Revenant Rage doing the standard, walling off on the low ground, protecting his natural. And Nacho's going hatchery first. Standard as you can get. Revenant Rage sending out his probe, checking out what he's up against. He's going to see that the spawning pool is only a little ways along. It's actually a drone chasing after it. Definitely does. If there's a pylon going down, he's going to want to know about it. And wow, yeah, that probe was kind of going back and forth in one spot, and that drone able to just kind of nibble at it a little bit, nibble at it a little more, and then gobble it all up. Now we got a Zealot on the wall coming out. And Nacho's getting a good look at Revenant Rage's base. Cybercore completes. Gateway is coming along. Interesting little wall. The two pylons are a little bit exposed. He's going with the depths. And another extractor trick. That, you know, it can be an opening, but it can also kind of serve the same purpose as dropping the tops on the supply depots as Terran. Sometimes if you're supply blocked, you need to get a little bit out. That's the way to do it. Queen's in production. And we're going to be getting up to 3 adapts. And here's the big thing. Revenant Rage is the first to take the gold in the pocket area. But pocket might not be the right word for it. Maybe mineral walled area? Because it's not at all a safe place. If you don't have the proper defenses up there, your opponent can just stand on the other side of the minerals, the gold minerals, with a ranged unit and just pick away at them. Lair is on the way for Nachos, Robotics Facility, and Twilight Council. Coming up for Revenant Rage. Nachos chooses to expand forward. He has not taken the gold yet. And there are 3 adapts on the way. I think Revenant Rage is going to try to get them in and see if he can just shade between the bases. And on top of that, he manages to delay the Roach Warren and kill the drone that was going to make it. That is not too shabby. Ooh, I think he wants to go after the workers right now. Those adapts aren't going to do much against that queen. Roach Warren is in production again. 5 workers went down, but all 3 adepts have been eliminated. Nachos has an overlord over the gold minerals of Revenant Rage, so he knows what to expect over there. He knows that's the place to target. Couple of stalkers there to defend. Need be. Already got a Templar Archives on the way. 1/3 of the way done, and Immortal coming out. Nachos with a slight supply lead. Not much. They're pretty close together. And Nachos with a clear worker lead. The Roach Warren is finished, and Roach Speed is being researched. Got that queen there, a little bit banged up from countering the adepts, but not too bad. And we got stalkers chasing down an overlord. And it goes splat. I know a lot of players consider the gold base to be more trouble than it's worth. The thing is, if you don't mine from there, or you don't at least have some stuff there, your opponent can sometimes use that as additional entryway. Get everything together in that area, and then attack with them. Charge is almost complete. We have ranged weapons and armor. Carapace being researched by Nachos, and quite a few creep tumors in production. So Nachos putting a really good emphasis on the creep spread right now. Currently there are 14 roaches that are already on the map. Couple, 2 stalkers, 2 immortals, 6 zealots so far on the other side. Lyle reconstitution has been finished. Pneumatized Carapace, the Overlord speed upgrade, about to finish as well. Warp Prism is almost out, and Revenant Rage has just completed a 2nd robotics facility. Does have an observer between the 2nd and 3rd base, and that will have seen the roaches on their way out. The Revenant Rage is making his move. Quite a few zealots that are out on the attack. They both won't have their entire armies at home. Looks like Nachos thinks better of it. He does not try to break through the wall there, and he's going to go back and see what he can do to defend. Roach is coming in to clean out the zealots. There we go. Revenant Rage basically able to draw his opponent away from that attack between the harassment he was doing and the fact that he actually had a pretty good defensive setup at home. What do we have here? Lower right. I think Nachos is going to see what he can do. Is he going after? I don't know if he's going after the gold right now or not. I think so. Overseer got a little bit ahead of the army there, but that Stalker, yeah, has to be pounced on. Nachos did not go after the gold, though. He is rushing up to the front. He has 4 Immortals and 2 Archons, so along with the Zealots, that's a group that could put up a fight. Couple more Immortals joining them. However, the Roaches also have their back against that ledge. Nacho's doing a nice job, just hiding his way back, destroying what he can. So far, Revenant Rage with a supply lead, but Nachos has the bigger army right now, the bigger army supply. Although they like to say that Roaches aren't very supply efficient. Rage to counterattack. He's moving on. And he is working in reinforcements right now. There's a big fight going on here. A lot of attacks are going against the hatchery instead of against the roaches. You gotta be careful with that. Mortal versus roach, though. Mortals are usually pretty confident here, regardless of whether they're outnumbered. Even smashing that egg down. Right now, army supplies about even, but Revenant Rage with a clear worker lead. And right now, Nachos only has 2 bases. He has not taken the gold. So if this continues, Revenant Rage's income advantage is really going to run away with him. Do you have Hydra upgrades being researched? Now, Mortals do a lot of bonus damage against armor, and that includes those structures there. Moment just kind of standing ominously right at the entrance as Nachos looks on. 6 Hydras on the way. Got his hatcheries right there, but there's a warp prism as well, so very least the Zealots, the Stalkers, can keep working in. Oh, actually no. High Templar, along with the Zealots, they are making more Archons. Revenant Rage a little low on gas right now. Neither of them taking another expansion at this point. Alright. Nacho's army exiting the wall. They're about to make a concave. Feedback on a couple of those overseers. And we have a lot of damage output. Immortals with bonus damage against armor, Archons with bonus damage against biological, and this might be too much. I don't think Nachos can get more reinforcements out quickly enough. Already down to 62 supply. Nachos has given a GG. Rage's Raiders have taken the series. All right, Rage's Raiders taking the ace match. Congratulations, Nachos. That was a lot of roaches. You did well.
GG. Yeah, I knew I was in trouble. No, I saw more than 2 Immortals. I was like, oh man, I don't have an answer for that. I can't get an answer for that super fast. And you did well. Like you pressed on the gas. Like, yeah, 6 Immortals. You pressed on the gas. That's GG right there. I love it.
One big difference maker was he had the gold.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't really any interruption to it. You never managed to get your gold. So I think it was just kind of a matter of production and tech.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so as Zerg, it's really hard to defend that gold base. So just out of habit, I never take it until like maybe like base 4, base 5, maybe. Yeah, just out of habit, I never take it. Yeah.
Honestly, I like to put a hatchery there, even if I'm not going to mine from there, because I want to know if my opponent's warping units in down there.
Yeah, true that. That's a good thought. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Well, excellent job with the captains leading from the front. Rage's Raiders are moving on in our playoffs.
Heck yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And yeah, KJ, if we could take a quick break while we get the code B
Sounds good.
playoff ready. I will be
Love
right
it.
back.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
All right. And
Good night, y'all.
Nachos, you're welcome to join that casting there if you want.
Oh no, I have to hit the hay.
No.
Yeah. Had a real lot of fun. Thanks, y'all.
We'll see you guys in a bit. Thanks.
StarCraft going from the void. Young and old gamers deployed. FSL battles in the night. Team League warriors take flight. Terran zealot ready to strike. Surdling swarm under moonlight. Protoss eyes bright as gold. Legend stories brave and bold. Charge the fields ready to fight. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Terran zealot ready to strike. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Structures rise, defenses fall. Victory sweet, we answer the call. Tactics sharp and plans precise. We face our fate, roll the dice. Intense drumming, the heartbeat sink. Pop pump screaming on the brink. Tension builds with each move. Proving battles we improve. Charge the fields ready to fight. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Turn zealot ready to strike. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. High hearts burning through the night. Intense drumming, a heartbeat sink. Pop punk screaming on the brink. Tension builds with each move. Proving battles we improve. Charge the fields ready to fight. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Turn zealot ready to strike. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. High hearts burning through the night. High hearts through the night.
All right, we're back.
Okay. So we are going to be featuring our Code B players doing some one-on-one. What is our lineup right now? And have they chosen the maps yet?
So we need Chen Pon on, right?
Yeah.
So I'm showing the lineup right now. If you look, we have 2 players left. You can see on the screen.
All
So let's show the bracket here. We only have 2 left over for it. So this is basically the finals.
That was quick. All right.
Because
Maybe
Monkey
see
Shaman
this
is out. DB can't make it, and Nismo, it doesn't seem like can he play?
He was
I
saying
haven't
he
heard
could.
from him. I mean, he was the question mark. He could do that, and then we have the finals with Chimpone.
Are my headphones working? I mean, not my headphones.
Chimpone is ranked number 1, so he gets to wait. He'll be in the finals regardless.
Oh, okay.
So as you can see from the graphic.
Oh, okay.
So if Nismo is not here, we'll go straight to the finals.
Okay. I do need to get a different computer though, because my camera's not working correct.
Okay. And Sergeant ABC's on camera, but not in the Discord voice. Let me check on that.
I have my camera on video, but
Yeah, your
for me,
video
it's
is not
flat.
showing.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can switch computers. I'm gonna be leaving the PC and see, like going downstairs and asking. Give me a moment.
Okay, Clab's in a custom game right now. Invited him.
Yeah, if we don't hear from Nismo player, we can go ahead with the finals. Because
Okay.
you're supposed to.
No problem. I'm just letting Sarge know to join the Discord voice. So we're going by how well players have done throughout this season specifically.
Yep. Alright, by the time Sergeant ABC is ready, if Nismo's not around, we're gonna go start with and you just go get the maps going.
Okay, just choosing.
Yeah, because time is of the essence here, and I don't think it matters too much at this
fair
level
enough.
unless they push for it, right? If they don't push for it, then it doesn't matter.
Sergeant ABC's out of his match. Good.
Alright, we're gonna play the Storm Cup highlights while we wait. It sounds like.
Good thing. There we go. All right, Sergeant. Yeah, we got Chimpone in here too now.
Oh, he's ready? Okay, well then we can get started.
Okay. Chimpone, are you in game yet?
Talking to me?
No, I was talking to Chimpone, but welcome, Sergeant.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I gotta say, you you kept up with us a lot better the last time we played team matches, so I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do in 1v1.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I've got a lot of people trying to give me some pointers and stuff, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes you
I,
gotta pick
I
and choose what to focus on.
I've just got to remember to stick with what I've been. I've got a coach, and he's given me a good solid build that I've been sticking with. And
On the laptop, you had.
Is that your coach?
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I think that was from Chienpon's mic.
Yeah, that
Oh yeah.
was.
But yeah, you want to give a shout out to your coach?
I will give a shout out to my coach. So
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Gamer Richie. He is a grandmasters with all three. He's he's been a really good guy so far. He's over in the UK, but he's helped me on quite a bit. And also give a couple shout outs to Death Dealer and Calyx. They have been very beneficial. Reapire, I've been watching his videos, and I take his drone counts like I guess kind of like
Vampire
religious
stance.
beliefs.
He
So
helped me a lot with my Zerg too. All right,
yeah.
Chienpon, anyone you want to give shout outs to? This is going to be.
I had my mic rolled up, and so I pressed the unmute button,
Your
thinking
voice
I
was
was
with us in
muted.
spirit, though.
Yeah, so I was like I rolled down my mic and muted myself.
All right. Well,
So I mean, if I hadn't already known it before, that ball for Brothos, but I already known it. Also, will I be needing to off race?
no, no,
Oh.
you can choose whatever you want.
Okay.
And KJ, is this gonna be a best of 3?
Did have another shout out.
Oh yeah, go right ahead.
Got to give a shout out to my wife.
Mm-hmm.
She is the only reason right now that I'm able to lock my door while she takes care of the kids outside and play a dang video game. So I appreciate it, baby, and I love you.
It's
Yeah,
finals, so best of 5 unless you guys want to
best
go
of
down to a
5.
best
All
of
right.
3. It's totally up to the players.
We'll see what
Well,
happens here.
Chain Pone, what do you think? Best of 5, or just kind of see what happens?
You know, best of 5 is always enjoyable.
Yeah.
So you guys want both best of
I-
5 instead of best of 3?
I
Yep.
I
Best of 5.
I had thought that I was going to be versus DB.
Yeah, but he forfeited, so you just advanced. If we show the graphic,
You're in the finals. Congratulations.
you're in the finals. Look at the.
Wonderful.
Let's show the graphic so you guys can see how we got here. You see that? Bunch of forfeits all the way to you two.
Wait,
Well,
everyone forfeited?
No,
We're not available.
everyone but Sergeant ABC forfeited.
Well, everyone except for didn't see
well, I think if I end up winning this, it will be a test of magic because Chimpone, you are an amazing player, and I do believe I've advanced just a little bit, but I don't know if I've advanced enough to prevent myself from dying to your ponage. So we'll see. Wish you the best of luck, buddy.
All
Me too.
right. The merry ponage to all, and all a good night. I'm going to switch you to separate chats, and we are going to get this on.
All right.
All right. Code B. These are our lower level players, but as you've seen, low level players very quickly have the potential of becoming mid level players. And then so on and so on until next thing you know, they're taking trips to Korea. We're going to be starting on Ghost River. The Sergeant ABC's strategies have evolved quite a bit. I'm kind of curious what he's been going for right now, but I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. I think he's been discouraged from using anything too fancy. You know, as he says, going with what he knows. Tianpon, well, okay. Give me a moment to turn on my music, please. Absolutely. Tianpon tends to just kind of hit pretty strong and straight up. Best of 5. We are going all out here since we've had a little bit of a shortage of Code B matches tonight. And I've just gone ahead and I've chosen maps that we have not seen yet tonight. Starting with Ghost River here, and its weird little ectoplasm sewage stuff all over the place. One thing I'm very curious about for both these players is how aggressive they'll be. They've both had times where they've really favored rushing. They've both had times where they've kind of hung back for most of the game until their opponent makes a big move. And no, we're not switched to SC2 yet, because right now it's just the lobby. Okay, we are ready to go. Tianpon has his music blaring. For me, I tend to stick with the in-game music, but I do not underestimate how motivating some good tunes can be if there's stuff that you really work well with. And you see Tianpon bobbing its head right now, and we are ready to go. Best of 5. In the upper right, we have the yellow Zerg here.
Sergeant ABC.
And his opponent, the Protoss, in the blue here. Now, right now, neither of them are representing their teams. They are representing themselves. They're going to be showing off whether they're the best player currently this season in their ranking. This is Code B, so lower level. Yes, they grow up so fast. And yes, I suppose since Sergeant ABC brought it up, I would also like to thank my wife, as she has only, so far my daughter has only interrupted me once. There was an indoor playground she wanted to show me, but the link that I tried to follow to it didn't work, so I kind of wonder whether that indoor playground's actually still in business. We will find out. Now, this map, they are both starting at the top. And although there isn't distance between them, they can shorten that by mining through some little minerals or breaking down some rocks. Green Empire is saying, let's go Sarge. And I have heard some of the very good advice that Green Empire has imparted on our friend on the Minnesota Barcraft server. Tianpon, meanwhile, well, he has a lot of StarCraft players in his family. You saw Fenrir play earlier, his brother, and if you were in the Twitch chat, you heard his sister criticizing their mutual brother. Last time they played each other, it was pretty close indeed. So right now, Fenrir's spawning pool completing before the hatchery. So whether it's early aggression or early defense, Tianpon is researching air weapons, not warp gate, as a lot of people do start with. And he is not. Yep. And over here, over on the right side of the map, you will see there are 2 pylons. That Overlord is just about to get a peek at them. And that was a very quick cancel. We are seeing Lings head right over to there, so I think the cancellation was the right call. One of the tricks with these games, if you're going to be doing proxies, trying to guess the best places to put them where the Overlords won't see them almost immediately. In this case, yeah, that was 2 pylons that completed and are now just getting eliminated. Sergeant ABC with a supply lead right now. And a decent number of lings running around. He is going with the Baneling Nest. Meanwhile, there's already one gateway. There are 3 other gateways going here. Oh, classic move from his sister, putting the spray of his race right there on the... Not his race either. That wasn't a Protoss spray. That was a Terran spray, but hey. Still very much a popular move for them, just spraying the logo on the ramp before any of the action happens. And we will be having action very soon. I think Sergeant was accidentally rallying them where there's still some rocks and minerals blocking the path off. Now they're heading straight up. Twilight Council is about a quarter of the way done. Zergnan speed just about to finish. Sergeant ABC is growing up. Like you said, Free Empire has been helping him focus on making sure that there's enough workers as the game moves on. I think the rule of thumb he was going with was 10 workers for every minute that's passed by until you're up to, I don't know, a good 80. And yeah, Chienpone currently behind, 44 supply to 28. And especially, I mean, he's behind in both workers and army. Sergeant ABC doing a good job getting the queens out, starting to put the creep between his bases. And we have a couple of depths that are making their way over to the other side of the map right now. Sergeant going macro here. That is 2 macro hatcheries right there at the base. I'd say at least one of them could go next to a big mineral patch, but hey, Emian's business, no matter how you look at it. Here come 2 adepts. They're going to start trying to focus down workers. There are 3 queens tossing little spines at them, so I think that was good preparation from Sergeant ABC. However, ooh, wow. The Zerglin's intercepting the remaining adept. So Sergeant ABC is still continuing his lead. Chienpone has a little bit more army supply. He is getting the Zealots and the Stalkers going. And charge is just about to finish. That Overlord, I think, will be going down. JBC has a little bit of supply to spare, but he is going to need to make more Overlords. Lair being upgraded. I do think Sergeant ABC really does need to take an expansion, though. Keep that mining up, keep the droning up. He does have roaches coming through. Here it comes. Right now, Sergeant ABC has a little bit of an army supply lead. The Queens are going to be really vital here. He needs to keep those transfusions coming. The roaches arrived to reinforce. Those Zealots and Stalkers are right on top of them. Right now, Chienpone has a lot more troops engaging at once than his opponent does. We are getting work kills. Sergeant sending his Zerglings up. He does have quite a few hatcheries still, but no queens to inject the larva at the moment. Queens are coming out. And Chienpone targeting down the Roach Warren. Couple of spine crawlers being created. Chienpone making some pretty nice use of that wall, but now the roaches are on top of them. And right now Sergeant ABC has over twice the army supply. So this could definitely pendulum right back and forth here. Sergeant ABC on the counterattack. Chienpone putting down batteries, putting down even more gateways. And Sergeant stopping him from expanding. I really would like to see Sergeant take another expansion of his own, though. He wants to keep the advantage. Right now, Sergeant ABC has a considerable worker lead, and that can escalate very quickly. Going on with Zealots. Got 3 separate steel batteries there. I believe they were placed close enough. They started with more energy. The roaches do not have speed yet, whereas the zealots have charge. And right now, I'd say just turn them around and fight, because they are not gonna be able to escape. Alright, Chinpon makes the hits, heads back. And now Chinpon has a considerable lead, almost double. That's a lot of zealots right now. A whole lot of zealots with charge. And away they go, right on top of Queens. Right on top of Spine Crawlers. Transfuse is going to be needed here. Zergling's coming off, but Sergeant ABC gradually falling further behind. Zealots on top of the Queen again, and now on top of the workers as well. 28. Zerglings are in production right now. And we are just... This is just punch after punch after punch. Alright, once again cleaned up. However, Chinpon is working on taking that expansion. And you do not want to be lower in expansions than your opponent as Zerg. I mean, you don't want it no matter what you are, but Zerg especially. You always want those extra hatcheries. Again, both of them moving back to their respective corners. Chinpon clearing up a little bit down there. Usually it's Zerg that wants the areas to be a little bit more wide open, but if you're focusing primarily on Zealots, hey, why not? Chinpon still continuing to push that advantage. 87 supply to 50. Not a lot of upgrades going on for either. And as expected, they're both really focusing on the lower tier units. Just getting a lot of them going, and then just throwing them right at each other. Chinpon taking an additional expansion. Sergeant ABC is taking a third now. I'm gonna die because I'm cold in real life. Huh. I'm in Minnesota, I can relate. It's nothing like freezing up when you're in the middle of this. Sergeant ABC actually double expanding. I see Colossus being built on behalf of Chinpon as well as +1 attack. Roach speed from Sergeant ABC, but Sergeant is at half supply right now. And he has a lot of catching up to do. So far, no attempts made to open up those paths between them. Sergeant does have overlords checking out some of the expansions. Disruptors? Whoa. Disruptors can be a pretty high skill unit. Honestly, as far as things stand right now, just the army supply alone could probably carry Chinpon, but there's nothing wrong with taking more expansions and just solidifying your advantage. Evolutions are out. Couple evolution chambers down. Hydro Sten going up some. I mean, at this point, they're mostly leaving each other alone. But, moment, Sergeant ABC just still not really catching up. And Chi and Pone definitely investing in that all-important area of effect damage. And one thing I will say, Pone might be able to benefit from spending a bit of his Nexus energy right now. Chrono boosting, or even powering up those sentries a little bit more. I guess the sentries are actually all full energy. And 107 supply army to 40 supply. I think this is probably going to be a Guardian Shield going up. We've got 2 Colossus and a Disruptor in the mix. And he is just climbing on top of his opponent. That Colossus in the back, a little bit distracted by the Extractor, but in the end I don't think it's going to matter. Sergeant ABC is gathering his troops up. But right now, they're really not moving. Wow, GG. Or maybe that's World of Warcraft, good game. Yeah, Sergeant ABC says World of Warcraft, good game. Tianpone has taken map 1. And we are going to be moving on to our next map. Next map will be Post-Youth. Alright. So I would say that, well, Chienpone basically managed to control the game. I mean, despite that proxy definitely not working out for him, he kept doing more damage. Once he was ahead, he continued to just push that advantage further and get further ahead. And in the end, we just had a much bigger army hitting Sergeant ABC. And, I mean, Sergeant ABC's side, my suggestion, yeah, if you're Zerg, keep on taking those expansions. Maybe one macro hatchery in your base can help out, but it's the ones that you can mine from as well as produce from that can really pay off.
You are watching.
Reality, I think that in the upper right, we have the yellow Zerg. He is
Sergeant ABC.
His opponent, the Protoss in the blue, up 1 map. He is
Chien Pone.
We're going to be going off. We're going to see if Chienpone tries anything sneaky here. This half gold base, an interesting feature of this map. Taking advantage of that can be a very big deal. Sergeant ABC drone scouting. He wants to be sure that there's no surprises in store. Overlord making its way behind. Meanwhile, I am ordering hot wings because my wife said so, and as I said, my wife has helped give me a certain amount of privacy tonight. Sergeant ABC does go hatchery first. Taking your base can be pretty natural when it's right next to there. Let's see what the big move is. Now, Sergeant ABC, again with his overlords, in pretty nice spots to keep an eye out for anything sneaky. But Chienpone, I believe, has mostly been keeping his focus at home, only now sending the scout out. Twilight Council again. I don't think it'd be too much of a stretch to assume we're going to be seeing a lot more charge loss in this match. Sergeant ABC already doing a pretty good job getting quite a bit of harvesting going off that gold. The question is going to be how he uses it. Chienpone has a partial wall with a adept covering the gap. And yes, this time around, Sergeant ABC going in, making sure to get to 3rd Hatchery of an expansion. However, we have Dark Templar tech on the way. So if we're talking about sneaky stuff, there's nothing sneakier than the stuff that stays in the shadow. So a lot of this is going to come down to whether Sergeant ABC has any kind of detection ready by the time those DTs hit. So far, he's going for Baneling Nest. He does not have any... Oh, and look at Sergeant. He is taking a little piece away from that wall to open up a possible attack route. But what he really needs, he's either going to need a lair or some, or multiple spore crawlers. He's got that Overlord there, but he has not seen the Dark Templar Shrine. And that is getting pretty close to completed right now. And boy, nothing like long-distance mining from minerals that are part of your opponent's wall. And there we go. Dark Templars are available now. Chienpone is getting pretty close. Oh, getting Shadow Stride, the Dark Templar Blink, as well as the standard Blink for the Stalkers. And I'm assuming there's going to be a Warp Prism coming out. Now, if that Overlord just went a little bit further along, we'd be able to see that. Yeah, you can potentially flood Lings in. You can win as long as you eliminate all of your opponent's structures before yours are eliminated. So far, no Dark Templar have been warped in. The Warp Prism is just about to complete. And that drone just kind of creeping up and saying, "Hey, I'm your new neighbor. Can I borrow a cup of sugar?" 4 Dark Templar are being warped in, but that is a lot of Lings that are making their way over to that gap. We have 42 Lings out and about right now. Warp Prism is moving away, so those Dark Templar aren't going to be back to defend either. So Sarge is going to make his move. Now's the time for it. All right, that is a lot. That is a genuine swarm right there. And he needs to not second-guess himself. He needs to just do as much damage as he possibly can. You're getting more Dark Templar being warped in. Now, Dark Templar do a lot of damage per shot, but they do not make very fast swings. Chienpone still is moving that Warp Prism over the other side of the map. The Dark Templar Shrine is going to be going down pretty soon. I see 1 Spore Crawler in production right now. Lair is almost complete, so before too much longer, Sergeant is going to be able to change Overlords into Overseers. However, the army supply is not looking in his favor. The Lings did not last long. I think he was a little bit too focused on destroying that 1 structure. 30 more Lings in production, though. And a couple of Overseers being morphed. Right now for workers also, yeah, Chienpone has 4 workers right now. Sergeant has 33, so I think in the end Sergeant has the advantage, but he needs He needs to be wherever those Dark Templar are, and he needs to eliminate them. Already, that's 16 workers down. Shadow Stride helping the Dark Templar stay out of danger. Oh, and the Zerglings went the opposite way of the drones, so the Dark Templar are able to get more kills. Just keep the pedal to the metal, man. Kill as much as he... Ooh, two of them escape. He does not have speed for Overlords. Just speed for Zerglings, so he's going to have to make sure that the Zerglings let the Overseers catch up with them. Quite the low econ game at this point. We have 7 workers to 11 workers. And Qianpone probably not able to make much. He's got just a little over 100 minerals. And there we go, the Dark Templar wall. For those of you who like to play campaign and take advantage of stupid things the AI does, here it is. And you know, those Zerglings not able to get any damage done because the Overseers are lagging behind. And by the time it gets there, that's the last of those Zerglings. Again, Sergeant ABC likes to make a lot of hatcheries at once, and we have 4 all in production right now, all within his main natural area. And he does have quite a few minerals, but what he really needs now is Overseer speed, or Overlord Overseer speed, Pneumatized Carapace. And down goes an Overlord just like that. There's nothing wrong with putting your hatcheries at the minerals, spreading them out a bit, and then putting creep between them. And I think in general, Qianpone just he's done a good job making Sergeant ABC just feel very unsafe. Making him think twice before really going out and taking the map with the hatcheries. Right now, Qianpone has recovered quite a bit. He's been using those chrono boosts very effectively to get his probes out. He now has a very significant worker lead, 27-9. That's 3 times the workers for those of you who didn't flunk 3rd grade algebra, like some of us. Sergeant ABC is droning up. And right now, I mean, just kind of got some attacking going on. More queens out and about, getting ready to spawn larvae. Overall, the supply is shockingly similar. 59 to 53 at the moment. Sergeant ABC, well, he's got an army lead a little bit. List done going down. Now, here's one of the things about gold minerals. They mine out faster. So, that makes it all the more important to take a 3rd on this map and hold it as well as you can. Qianpone has turned all of his Dark Templar into Archons, and those can fare pretty well against Ling Floods. Alright, Hydras, and we got a robotic support bay on the way. Both of them a little bit shaken, both of them leaving each other alone for the moment. And Qianpone electing to go charge Zealot Archon. A few rings over here to see what to expect, and what you see is a lot of figures who are glowing very heavily. Let me get the voice down here. Power overwhelming. It's okay. The Archons, well, they can hold up against a lot of abuse, and they do a tiny bit of splash damage. So, oh wow, bunch of drones mixed in with that army control group. he sees that and he's sending them back, but he is running out of mineral patches to mine. He needs to take some expansions. And he does have one up right now, a third base in development. Both the players a little bit low on economy after both killing a lot of each other's workers. Again, CheesyNachos with a single disruptor coming out. And also +1 attack, almost finished, and that can be very beneficial, especially coming out of Archons. That is, yeah, Sergeant ABC needs to get those drones out of his control group. For those who need some tips, if you hold down the Alt key and choose a number with that selected group, it will not only save them to that control group, it will remove them from any group they're already saved in. Because otherwise, unless he's done that, or he's created a new control group with his army units, he might actually be bringing those drones along for the ride quite a few times. After all the stuff, the supplies are tied between the two of them at 119 apiece. CheesyNachos, yeah, he's got +1 attack, and he's about to get +1 shields, or it's about a third of the way. And he just has some techier units, with Colossus on the way right now. And one Colossus already in place, so in general, he's got the ability to do damage to a lot of units at once. More Zerglings are on the way. CheesyNachos and Sergeant ABC both taking this time to take more expansions. And we are getting upgrades for both Baneland speed and Roach speed. With a couple of evolution chambers on the way as well. How many hatcheries is that? That is 6 hatcheries and 1 lair. So, he's got the production down, and by the way, that's also with 2 more hatcheries on the way, so... Sergeant ABC can definitely be the hatchery king. Even looks kind of like a crown on top, doesn't it? I've seen him go a little bit crazy with hatcheries before, even basically using hatcheries in place of creep tumors. Oh. He is not afraid to make those. Sergeant Hatchery, reporting for duty. CheesyNachos is mining a bit of gold in the middle of the map right now. Vulnerable area, but right now Sergeant ABC hasn't really been taking the offensive. We got those speed upgrades done, Hydralisk range on the way, and an infestation pit, so Sergeant ABC might be preparing for hive tech. At this point, they are basically just hanging out. They are focused on their own build-up and hoping they can have a more powerful army once the time comes to it. Right now, CheesyNachos has 132 army supply to Sergeant ABC's 90. So again, Sergeant ABC, he hasn't really caught up, and CheesyNachos, once he's taken the lead, he's continued to build on it, just like last game. More upgrades on the way. Sergeant ABC is getting the +1 range and +1 carapace for his troops. But yeah, kind of like last time, CheesyNachos not only has the bigger army, but the, more high-tech army too. Couple of Hydralisks just kind of going out there. And CheesyNachos takes his anger out on the defensive front. And yeah, Sergeant Greenpire points out, yeah, he's at 83 drones now, and that's nice, as long as he can hold on long enough. Take that rock. Oh, never mind. Oh, and I get the feeling, though, he's gonna lose some drones right now. Hydralisk Zergling Got some disruptor hits right there, so Sergeant ABC is losing armies very quickly. Tianpon's still kind of falling to the trap of the Colossus attacking buildings on the way to where they're going, but in the end, doesn't really matter. Right now, he has 100 more supply and army than his opponent does, and there is not going to be much that can be done about that. I think we're going to be going into Game 3 any moment now. And the winner and Mr. Suckin. We'll see what the loser has to say in response. The game actually is continuing. Sergeant ABC has not surrendered yet. Currently, none of you can see this, but currently we got 14 Zerglians and 5 Hydralisks in production. We will fight to the last Zerg. Never surrender! Okay, now we have the GG officially. For those at home, it shouldn't be hard to picture, but yeah, there is not a lot left in the main base. Alright. Sergeant ABC rubbing his face. Kind of taking it all in. And map 3 will be Goldenora. Yeah. If you're gonna compete in ASL, you gotta prepare yourself for the possibility of losing to people half, if not a third or a quarter of your age. It's the way video games work. Sergeant ABC getting a little LOL here. A lot where he's had the right idea, but my biggest thing is just that he hasn't really been expanding. He's been making all those extra hatcheries, but not putting them somewhere where it can give him income. But honestly, in that map, he came pretty close. He, I can't believe I killed like 10 of my zealots with my own disruptor ball, says Tianpon. I think I think it is time for some mutual, some mutual self-deprecation. Deprecation, I think. Okay, well, I've got time to check Google. Self-deprecating. Self-deprecation, okay. But yes, disruptors very much can be just as dangerous to your army as to your opponent. It's just part of their charm.
You are watching FSL.
In the lower right, we have the yellow Zerg. He is
Sergeant ABC.
His opponent, the Protoss in the blue, up 2 maps. He is
Tianpon.
Now, make sure not to forget that Sergeant ABC came pretty close to completely wiping Tianpon out last time. I think one of the big things was just time for nostalgia. Okay, yeah, Goldenora. I think the issue there, first attack was just that, not spreading the Zergling out, having them all go after that same building, that same Dark Templar shrine. as nice as it was to get rid of it. And the second time, just the fact that the Overseer basically was lagging behind the Zerglings. Nismo is finally here, but very late. Yeah, I'm afraid the final round of the playoffs has already started. Oh. So Pone wants to wrap this up. This is the classic, please don't cheese me meme here, with the nose and the two eyes. Or two noses and two eyes. You can never have too many noses. So many fantasy creatures that have like all these extra eyes, but so rarely do you see one with a terrifying extra nose here and there. Starting WC, meanwhile, pretty straightforward. That was the biggest accident of my life for the observers. I don't know. Live as long as me, and you can cite some pretty big StarCraft mistakes, if not mistakes in life in general. So that's my piece of advice to all the kids out there. You have many years of mistakes ahead of you. Don't be too hard on the one that you just made. But yes, this is going to be a big Zealot flood. Now the positioning here is a little bit tricky because they have to take the long way around. So getting into the enemy base and reinforcing the attack will be pretty slow. Now, Sergeant JVC saw that there was only one gateway there and that it was only just starting to warp in. Ooh, here comes a third. Yeah, we wanted you to shake up the match, but instead the match shook up without you, I'm afraid. But I appreciate you giving it a shot. So what are we gonna have here? We do have 6 Zerglings out, 4 Zealots. A lot of this is going to come down to, yeah, Sergeant ABC sees that the gateway that was there is gone. There's nothing else there, so he's played enough of these games to know that something's up, and look at those spine crawlers going up. And again, it's going to be a while between reinforcing waves here. Those Zealots, who do not have charge and won't, they have to take quite the long path, past the 3rd position, and then into the natural. The spine crawlers are going to complete. There is a queen wedged between them, too. I like that. And here we go. Zergling versus Zealot. Battle of Aziz right here. Gotta back the queen up a little. There is one spine crawler in the main base. Twilight Council is down, so I think Pone is banking on adding charge to mix the bit. But yeah, look, reinforcements are going to be slow. 2 of the Zealots were just sitting over at that proxy still. No, Nismo, we're just gonna wrap up with this one. We're still kind of, and I'm sorry about that, but we are trying to figure out how to time things out when we're mixing the singles finals with the team stuff. But you will still be involved. I'm still gonna need you for our team's playoff matches. So we will plan ahead. Charge has started, as has Zerglin speed. And this could be very interesting based on who hits where. No workers in production right now from either side. And we are about even on army supply right now. Two more gateways added at home. Pone has definitely been going heavy gateway very consistently. Usually adding a little bit of robo in towards the end. Yeah, no problem. Nismo Flarum, you were far from the only Code B person who wasn't ready in time. It's been one of those nights, so you're in good company. Alright, Pone is taking a late expansion here. Zealot charge just completing, so this might be where he makes his move, his timing, but still kind of an awkward place to be reinforcing from. And here we go. Ooh. Sergeant ABC is going to need to keep his army together. He does not want those Zealots against only half his army at the time. There they go. They're on top of the Spine Crawlers. Zerglin's got eliminated. There's 18 more on the way. And the Spine Crawler has got moved far enough apart. The Zealots and the Stalkers able to more or less isolate them. Now they are focusing down that hatchery. Zerglin's attacking them as they do it. Right now, getting some more Spine Crawlers up. Basically, fortifying the encampment right now. Now we got Zealots going after the third. Here we go. Queens of Spine Crawlers going to the defense. And there are more Zealots on the way. Sergeant ABC is supply blocked for the moment. George Warren. About 3/4 of the way complete. Not a lot of creep here. The Queens are going to be really limited with mobility at the moment. Zealot's just working on trying to finish them off. Sergeant ABC actually still has a supply lead right now. Oop. Zealots are going after these drones. And one of the issues here has just been Sergeant ABC's army not all being together in one place. All right, there we go. That is cleaned up, with Sergeant ABC actually a tiny bit ahead as far as the supply goes. So it's all going to be about what move he's planning to make right now. I don't know if he knows about the proxy, but I think it was at least pretty clear that the enemy wasn't coming from the direction of the enemy base. Yeah, he is going to send over there. And he's going to try for the counterattack. There are more Zealots here. If Chienpon wants to make the most of this, he's going to try to wedge his units in between those buildings, limit how much the Zerglings can surround. At the moment, Chienpon actually has the army advantage. And I would love to see some Banelings go against those Zealots, I'm just saying. Here we go. Not much different here. Charge lots heading on the attack again. At the moment, yeah, we either need Banelings or I do see that Sergeant is getting roaches out. Those will do better than the Zerglings anyway. But not if they get isolated. Baneling Nest is also down. I think Sergeant ABC is trying to figure out the best way to do this, but a lot of the time, these Zealots are not taking on his full army at once. And I think they are just about to take down another hatchery right now. Chienpon ahead by 19 supply total. And he is going to see if he can go for the throat right now. Nothing in production on the moment from Chienpon. But there are more Zealots heading in, and this might just be too many. That is 20 Zealots, all in the main right now. And they are on top of Spine Crawlers before they can even come close to completing. Queens and Spine Crawler defending, but I think this best of 5 might be over right now. I think Chienpon may have taken it. By life. For ire. High tier, kiddo. Great job. And we have the GG. We have this season's OP champion. All right. Heavy duty match right there. All 3 games. A lot of gateway, a lot of low level units all clashing against each other like a team. And congratulations to Chienpone. Here, you're muted right
Good
now.
job, Gene Bone. Good job, dude. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Don't know. Okay, there's two reasons I felt like I was gonna die in real life for that game. It's because I somehow, even though I have two pairs of socks on, I was freezing to death. My toes. I wasn't even paying that much attention to the game. I was just dying. And second, for some reason, my heartbeat was like 200 per second or something.
I bet, dude. I bet.
So high. I
I've
don't know
I've
why.
improved my game just a little bit, but not enough for your macro and stuff, dude. Your macro's on point, buddy. Macro is on point. Good job.
Well, I'm going to say there were some tense moments. The first game, Sergeant, you eliminated that proxy almost as soon as it went down. Second game,
I thought I was dead.
yeah. Second game, that was there were Dark Templar on the way, but that base trade, you were able to do a lot of damage to those Zerglings, to the point that Chienpone, I think, was down to 3 workers.
I actually had no workers whatsoever.
No, I think there were a couple. According to
There may have been a few.
at the top, but
I totally forgot about the spores. Greepire, after that game, he was reminding me. He was telling me, he's like, "Look, you got to remember those spores." And I'm like, because that would have that probably would have stopped it to where I could go across and do some more damage. I gotta ask, how was your minerals after I got rid of your mineral line? How
I
you remember?
basically had nothing. So I just built like my macro, and you just never attacked. If you had attacked anywhere in there, I would have been dead. Because I had a little army of ones.
Chrono Boost is very handy when you make full use of
it. Those were such good games. You're plat now, Chain, right? Are you plat? Or are you still in gold?
I'm plat now.
Congratulations.
And myself was as surprised as everybody else.
Yeah. I guess, biggest tip I'm going to give you, Sergeant ABC, don't be afraid to put the hatcheries at the minerals, even if your opponent is being threatening, because it's worth it. The macro hatcheries can be nice, but yeah.
I was doing a little bit of a 2-base all-in when I realized that I'm not as fast as he is. So if I 2-based all-in, I would be more ahead mentally and physically than if I were to try to, because I can't really defend that well when I go 3-base. So I tried it, and it almost worked out. It almost worked out.
Yeah, I can definitely say that against some of the players in FSL who are more aggressive, especially Protoss, sometimes I end up just not being able to bring myself to continuing to expand. I'm just waiting and waiting to try to catch that attack, and it's always backfired on me. So, learn from my mistakes.
Gene, if I keep up with my scouts, I may have actually been able to defend those, but I realized most of my games, my scouts were almost. I had several times where I was able to catch some of this stuff, but that I want to say it was either the first game where you said you suck at this game when you blew up some of your zealots. I didn't even notice that, but that was such a huge army. And after you came in and just wiping me, I was kind of like, "What in the world? What do you mean you suck at this game? You just wiped me."
Yeah.
I think the mark of any StarCraft player is grief that there's always someone better than us, and there's always room to improve. Second game, Sergeant ABC, I just want to say that Overlord that was right there at the front of his base, if you'd moved it just a little bit forward.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Like,
really?
After I built the Dark Shrine, I was like, wow, his Overlord is like inches away from seeing my Dark Shrine.
Oh no!
You build a couple extra Overlords, sometimes it can be worth it to just fly it all the way in. Depends.
Was that just barely away from his natural? Is that what you're saying?
No, his main base.
It was in my main, like right next to my gateways.
Oh, but I was really close to your shrine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So, that's just the
Well,
little stuff.
good
Make
games.
mistakes, you learn from them.
This has gone 3 hours, and it was a good 3 hours. I'm gonna try and see if I can put my little one to bed. Am I done with games, or are we still doing some?
We're done for the night. We are gonna be moving on next week. Let me just double check which teams are playing next week.
Yeah, Sergeant ABC's on which team? What team are you on? So you have the team
I'm
playoffs
on.
still.
You're on the bunnies, right? Space bunnies.
Yes, I
Oh,
am.
you guys are the #1 seed. Nice.
Oh. So we have not seen the last of you, Sergeant.
Okay. All right, guys. I hope to improve, and Chinpone, well deserved. Good job, buddy. Good job.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad I gave you a fight. That means I can keep up with you.
Yeah, you definitely almost beat me.
And for those of you watching, if you haven't yet, check out our 2v2 series with the Pros and Joes. It is on the Storm Gaming YouTube, and that was a blast. Along with more FSL coming up, we plan to have more special programming as well.
KJ, if you wouldn't mind trying to send something about the shout out of the 2v2, the pros versus Joes. Winter apparently did something. If you could find that video, I don't know if that was a true statement, but if you could find that video and find a way to
Winter streamed that same VOD right after I finished. So it's probably going to be on his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
if you
just
stay-
link them
I
when
did
you find
see-
it. I
Yep, I can
these
find
guys
it.
will do it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, appreciate
so
the games.
Thank you,
Y'all be
everyone
safe.
who watched, and especially thanks to everyone who played. We got more coming. Take care.
See you in weeks, I guess. I don't know the exact number, but yeah. That was fun.
Bye, guys.
Thanks
Bye,
for having me.
guys.
StarCraft going from the void. Young and old gamers deployed. FSL battles in the night. Team League warriors take flight. Terran cell and ready to strike. Surgling swarm under moonlight. Blood our sides, bright as gold. Legend stories, brave and bold. Charge the fields, ready to fight. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Terran cell and ready to strike. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Structures rise, defenses fall. Victory sweet, we answer the call. Tactics sharp and plans precise. We face our fate, roll the dice. Intense drumming, the heartbeat sink. Pop bombs screaming on the brink. Tension builds with each move. Proving battles we improve. Charge the fields, ready to fight. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. Turn sailor ready to strike. Masters of the star shining bright. In the game we find our light. High hearts burning through the night. High hearts burning through the night.
Freedom. Raiders.